Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Rod coming at you with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite books, my current read, and what's on my TBR. So I hope you guys stay tuned. I hope you guys have something warm to drink. I'm drinking coffee, my favorite. And let's just jump right into it. So first we're going to talk about The Perfect Marriage by Jeneva Rose. Jeneva actually got me back into reading, so hats off to you, Jeneva. Thank you for that, because I do enjoy reading. So what made this book memorable was all the twists and turns that were in this book. It kept you guessing, and it was like a whodunit. So this book was one of my favorites because the chapters are so short, and I was done with this book in like 2 days, and I was very, very, very happy about that. I actually was so happy that I got The Perfect Divorce sequel to this book. Again, a lot of twists and turns, and the fact that she made a sequel to this book was amazing. So this book is pretty much like this one, but in a divorce way. Kept you guessing, and the chapters were really short. I really enjoyed the main character and all of the aspects. So I'm super excited to add this to one of my favorites for you guys. So the next book that is one of my favorites is Who's Where the Bodies Are by Jeneva Rose. So this book had a lot of really important aspects, but my favorite were the family secrets. So this book is pretty much about a group of siblings who had to come home to empty out mom's house because she passed away, and they found a videotape and it exposed some secrets, and it was really cool because I got to see every single aspect of every single character and the secrets along the way. So that's why this is one of my favorite books. I think I finished this about in a week, so it's definitely one of my go-tos, again, because I love Jeneva Rose. Okay guys, so the next book I want to talk about is The Locked Door. The Locked Door was a really good read. It kept me guessing. I honestly did not know what I thought I knew in this book. I really enjoyed the main character and learning from her point of view about her father and about what happened. So this book is always on my mind, just because you never know what's behind the locked door, especially if you loved a loved one. So that's why I really like this book. And the next book we're going to talk about is The Housemaid. My favorite thing about this was the fact that the main character was there to help the other main character, and there are a lot of dirty things that went down. The fact that the main character had to sleep in an attic, and it was just messy, but it was a very good read, and there's a movie coming out with this book, and I cannot wait to go see it. So those are all my books that I recommend that are paperback. I have 2 on my Kindle app that I'm going to recommend. The first one is The Girl I Was by, again, Jeneva Rose. And what made this book so different is because it's not in my genre. So my genre is mainly, as you guys can see, horror books. So when I got recommended this book from a friend, I was like, all right, I'm not gonna like it. But then as I read it, I really started to like it, because it's about a girl who has to go back in time and figure things out her younger self in order to make her life better. So it made me really think about my life and where I'm at, and like, what would I tell my younger self now that I'm adult? So it was out of my comfort zone, but I'm sorry, it was one of the best books that I've read, and it was out of my genre, and that's okay. Okay guys, so the last book that I am going to recommend is Such Quiet Girls. So this book I probably finished in about 2 days, and it was crazy because I am a preschool teacher, so it made me look at buses a little bit differently because of that book. It's about a group of students and their bus driver who got persuaded into a bunker and they had to escape. Why would I recommend this book? Well, because I couldn't put it down. The main characters were amazing, and it really kept me on my toes. And now I look at buses in a completely different way. I know it will probably never happen again, but it just made you think a lot. Those are all my favorite books, what I recommend. What I'm currently reading. You guys ready for it? I'm currently reading Dating After the World Ends by Jeneva Rose. So I just started this today. I am on chapter 5, and my first impression so far was I really like this book. So it's pretty much a cross between a zombie apocalypse. So if you guys ever watch The Walking Dead, which I have and I absolutely love, and a romance story. So I think that's what grabbed me the most, was the fact that I really enjoyed The Walking Dead. And I'm on chapter 5 and I couldn't put it down. I am hoping that this book delivers just a lot of hearty moments, what is coming to expect it if the world does ever end, and just a lot of like love interest. It's not in my like genre. Again, I don't really do love stories, but this book I had to go to a few separate stores to find, and I finally found it. So if you guys want to know what I think about it, go follow me on my Instagram and I will give a review after I'm done with it. Okay guys, so we talked about my favorite books, we talked about the books I'm reading. Now we're gonna jump right in and we're gonna talk about what's on my TBR, which is this big stack of books right here. So the first book we're gonna talk about is The Ward D by Freida McFadden. So this book actually caught my eye because it is about like a mental institution and working there and all the stuff that comes with having to work in a mental psych ward. So my expectation on this book is very high just because I really do love Freida McFadden and all her books have drawn me in. So I'm super excited to read this book. Okay guys, so next on my TBR is You Killed Me First by John Myers. So what hooked me into this book was all the gory details that came with it. So the fact that it is about 3 women and all their secrets and who will make it out alive. So I've never read this author before. I've heard really good things about him, but this book seems very, very interesting. It's thick. So you know it's a good book when it's thick. And I'm just super excited to find out who killed who first. So that's another book on my TBR. Okay guys, so the next book on my TBR is The Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I apologize. So I'm super excited about this book because when I was reading the back of it, it just described so much about like the dirty things that happened in high school and who killed who. I think it will be pretty dark and twisty, but I won't know till I jump in. So that is Good Girl's Guide to Murder and I can't wait to jump into it. Okay guys, so you know I have to bring back Jeneva Rose, right? One of Us is Dead by Jeneva Rose. I love Jeneva Rose. What makes me want to read more of her books is because the chapters are super short and her books always get me to come back for more because they're super short and they're super interesting. So I'm super excited about the glamour mix of this book. And again, favorite author, hello. So that's why this book is on my TBR and the cover work is amazing as well. So I'm super excited to jump right into this one. Yeah, so the last book on my TBR is Ask for Andrea. So it's pretty much about 3 girls who were all murdered by the same man who stalked them online. I've never read a thriller like this, so I'm super excited to dive into this book and I'm super excited to find out what happens next. Okay guys, that's the end of this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to like this video and comment down below which book out of my TBR should I read first, please. And if you've read any of these books, please drop down which one was your favorite. I really appreciate you guys watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.